The Midwest Crappie Alliance is back and headed to Pickwick Lake in Tennessee for the 2025 Pickwick Shootout and Expo. Some of the nation's top crappie anglers will be competing in a 3-day tournament with a massive cash prize and trophy. Our 4th annual expo will be held at the Pickwick Landing State Park Lodge, where some of the industry's top brands and products will be on display. And the entry is free. So don't miss out this October 23rd through the 25th at the 2025 Midwest Crappie Alliance Pickwick Shootout and Expo.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and we're back with another one, y'all. It's been a while. Merry Christmas, everyone. Coming at you with the old Midwest Crappie Alliance team here, and we're going to do a little recap, kind of introduce the next event as well. We got the team with us. Let's get them on the screen here. Eric, Chad, Preston, Dan, Greg, Aaron, Bill. We got a full staff today. What's up, y'all?
Full house. What's up, everybody? Well, go ahead, Ricky. Go on.
Nope. Go ahead, Dan. She's all yours.
Hey, welcome, everybody. Hey, it was very important to me to just kind of recap Pickwick Lake for sure. What one heck of an event it was. So with that said, before we get going downstream with, much to be thankful for and giving about a lot of thanks to a lot of folks, there is a brand new video drop. Huge shout out to Ryan Rodriguez, Crappie Now. Ricky's going to drop a video for everybody to watch. It's about 4 minutes long. So, Ricky, if you want to move with that, and then we'll get started with everything else.
Welcome to the Midwest Crappie Alliance Shootout at Pickwick Lake in the beautiful state of Tennessee. Over 100 boats are competing for that big check and some new hardware to add to their collection. With more than 52.7 miles of water to fish, the potential to land some truly impressive crappie is out there.
How we doing, anglers? Welcome to day number 1 here at the Pickwick Landing. We are here in the deep southern Tennessee area. This is day number 1 for the Midwest Crappie Alliance. It's looking like a star-studded field, that's for sure. We've got some big names in this. Should be a really good field to check it out, and I expect to see some big bags on day number 1.
Anglers rolled into the day 1 weigh-in with some seriously impressive bags of fish. In a 3-day tournament like this, every single ounce matters when you're fighting for a spot on championship day.
693. 534. 532. 202.
Good job, guys. Weighing 5, right? Yeah.
783.
We've got our first official leaders of the Pickwick Shootout, and the excitement is only heating up. After a wild opening day, the pressure's on, and things are about to get real as we head into day 2 eliminations.
Welcome to day number 2 of the Midwest Crappie Alliance here on Pickwick Landing. Let's recap the field a little bit. In first place right now, 9.93. That's the team of Noah and Jordan. They are the young guns. They're the ones to watch out for. We've got 4 teams at 9 pounds. We've got several teams at 8 pounds and several teams at 7 pounds. It's still anybody's game going into day number 2. We reverse order with 100 boats, so the later guys get to leave early today, and it should be a lot of fun. I expect to see several 2-pound fish today, as well as some big 8 to 9 pound bags. Really looking forward to it. What a fantastic lake. This lake is humongous. It should be really great. We'll see you at the weigh-in.
Day 2 weigh-ins are where things heat up. This is cut day, the moment we find out who's punching their ticket to championship day to chase that big check.
Good. Nice job, guys.
Nice job, guys.
We saw some razor-thin cuts and some monster bags hit the scales.
Let's weigh your fish out. Here we go. We're going to weigh 5.
5.
Oh, there's the 10-pound race.
Shaking up the leaderboard in a big way. Now it all comes down to day 3, where the scores reset and the top 25 anglers go head-to-head in an all-out battle for that number 1 spot.
Good morning. Welcome to the final day here at the Midwest Crappie Alliance. This is day number 3 of the Pickwick Shootout. Right here on Pickwick, we're located at the ramp. This is the top 25 field. 25 of the best 3-day total is going to go at it for an $8,000 check. This should be really exciting. We're looking to it. We've seen some magnificent sized fish come to the weigh-in yesterday. We saw an 11-pound bag with 5 fish yesterday. That's big with a 2.88 What a fish that was. It should be really fun today. I've been looking forward to it. I want to see that 3-pounder so bad. What a field we got. This should be fun. We will see you back at the weigh-in.
Day 3 is here, and the anglers showed up with the big fish.
If you're watching, this is a big fish right now.
That's good fish.
Here we go.
189, 189.
189.
977.
Multiple bags tipping over 9 and even 10 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Look at this bag.
Oh yeah. Lock in. Come on.
1045. 1045. 1018. 1018.
After a nail-biting finish and a long week of incredible fishing from everyone on the water, we officially have our winners of the Midwest Crappie Alliance Shootout at Pickwick Lake. What a showdown. Third place, Dustin and Keith Shields. Second place, Patrick Stone and Robert McWhorter. And first place goes to Ryan Dooley. Thank you to all the anglers who competed in this year's event, and a huge shout out to our amazing sponsors who helped make it all possible.
Man, that's an awesome video. You know, I can't say enough to all the folks that continue to help and drive Midwest Crappie Alliance. You know, huge shout out to Ryan and that whole team at Crappie now that put that together. So appreciate you guys. So I really want to spend some time in thanking a lot of folks, recapping the event a little bit more in detail. But, you know, huge shout out to Beth Pippin. Tremendous job for her and her team. Beth is the executive director of Hardin County CVB. What an amazing team. Beth has already wanted us to book for 2027 or 2028. She already sent me dates, so you guys can look forward to that for sure real soon, because I definitely want to go back to Pickwick. What a time it was. You know, thank you to all the folks at the lodge. Tracy, all your help for putting together everything at the lodge. Amazing time there. Can't ask for nothing better than that. Everything was in one campus, which was amazing, and that's kind of what we want to do moving forward. So also, Beth, thanks for the food for all the anglers. You know, all these guys are fishing real hard for, you know, a week to 10 days, you know, before the tournament starts, and for you guys to kind of get food for all the anglers, appreciate that as well. You know, I can't say enough about the directors, the team, that every year we, you know, put our heart and soul into this event. So a huge shout out to Bill Phillip, Alan Outlaw, Aaron Powell, Preston and Crystal Cleary, Eric Miller. Appreciate you guys a ton. And there are some new faces to the team for, you know, end of last year and moving forward to this year. You know, Jamie and Greg Logan, they also run the Howe Crappie Club. Those guys bailed us out big time. So appreciate you guys going above and beyond everything that you did to help support the weigh-in. Jamie's wife, Jeff, that was there too as well. Man, we couldn't have done this without you. You guys did a tremendous job. Even on the video, Jamie was going through and talking about the tournament on the video. Crazy good. And I'm looking forward to 2026 with you guys running the weigh-in with Joel Harris and, you know, moving forward and even doing bigger and better. We always try to improve something every year, and we're going to continue to do that. We've already talked about some pretty cool ideas that we're going to do for 2026. So moving on, you know, a huge shout out to the sponsors and the vendors. You know, once again, it's hard to do this, and we plan every year, and it's 365 days to get this thing up and running and talking about and tweaking things. But to all the sponsors, which I want to name personally, and all the vendors. So to all the sponsors, you know, Jack at B&M Poles, $500 big slab for every day. Huge shout out to B&M, Jack, Kent, appreciate all your help. Crappie Magnet, thank you, Jeff and Chris Mann. Hummingbird, Bobby Garland, Miller Tech Lithium. Miller Tech Lithium's in our backyard. Lester, Dean, and those guys, tremendous job. Finn's Braided Line, Fish USA, once again in our backyard. Nick and that whole team, they do a tremendous job. Power Pole, Mafia Rods, a huge shout out to those guys. We gave some rods away, which was awesome. Power Brakes, appreciate you guys being a sponsor. Sonar Shield, that was new that we met those guys last year. They did a tremendous job of helping us out too. Extreme Bait Tanks, thank you, Preston and Crystal, getting those guards. They made the cutting boards for us. Thank you for getting them for us. Flambeau Outdoors, the kids tackle box, thank you. Ergo Nets, Grant, appreciate all that, all the nets and bags. Striker Brands, huge shout out. I don't know if Ryan got his rain gear yet, but they make some fabulous rain gear in pants, shorts, any kind of swag you want. They have. Their stuff is tremendous. Pops Jigs, thank you. The Live Scanner, State Line Bait, and Crappie Now. So huge shout out to you guys for sponsoring this event, keeping this thing rolling, and we can't do it without you. So I appreciate that. As for the vendors that came this year, B&M Poles, Jack, love seeing you. Love seeing you. Hope you come in 2026. ATX Lures, Double L Seat, Tiny's Bait and Tackle, Beach Jigs, Crappie Reaper Baits, Outlaw Poles, Crappie Now Magazine, Cast Tray, Ricky was in the house, Ozark Rods, Hook for Life Outdoors, Get Out and Fish, State Line Bait and Tackle, Chad, Slider Jigs, Swing 'em in Bait Company, Bow Tie Jigs, Genco Fishing, Stan Slip Bobbers, AccuCall, and the Live Scanner. So one heck of a lineup. And listen, folks, I know the expo doesn't go well. And I want to touch base a little bit on the expo because, we need to see this through someone else's eyes that can help us. So new to the team this year too, as well, is Chad West, who owns State Line Bait Company. There he is. Chad goes to a lot of expos. He sees what's really going on. He can help provide us some insight and say, hey guys, you really need to think about this or do this. And it hasn't been great. I'll be honest with you. That's one thing that I felt that we need to get straight, and I continue to figure it out. But, I needed to enlist some help, and Chad's the man, and he stepped up, and he's going to take the bull by the horns to help us out. So 2026, we will have a small expo for sure. I really don't want to charge anybody, to be honest with you folks. If you want to come out and support us, Midwest Crappie Alliance, and come out to our 2026 venue, which we will kind of get into, we'd love to have you. I don't want to charge anybody. I know folks spend a lot of money for hotels and travel and do that stuff. I think at this point in time, you want to come support, great. You want to sponsor it, awesome. We love to have it. So more to come on that. Just wanted to touch base on that. So all the media stuff, just so you guys know, Beth, awesome job. Heck, we were on a billboard out in Tennessee, which was awesome. That was pretty cool. Ricky, UPHI Media, Ricky does a ton of work for us every year. So I appreciate what Ricky does all the time. And then Crappie Now, thank you, Dan Dennemiller and team, and Ryan Rodriguez for all the photos and the drone stuff. Tremendous job by you folks. And I can't thank you enough for what you do to help push us down the road and keep supporting us. So thank you for that. To our MCs, Joel Harris, new this year. Joel did a fabulous job. And Jamie, I know Jamie's not feeling well. He's under the weather. But here's what I'll say. Jamie, one hell of a job. Appreciate what you guys did. Greg, the entire team, Jeff, Jamie's wife. I can't say enough, honestly. You guys do tremendous, and I'm looking forward to 2026 and you guys coming up with new and creative ideas how we can improve it even more. So thank you very much. So one thing about economical impact, which is important, I know we had a few comments at the rules meeting. So just want to let everybody know, based on going through all the economical impacts in the raw data, just plain, no multipliers, just plain money. We put in $193,926 to that community. That's a pretty good number. That's probably the second highest number outside of Old Hickory. Once they add in the multipliers and how many times people have been out there fishing, it's probably well in $250,000 we brought to that community. So it could be even more. So thank you for that, guys. So all the anglers, thank you for doing that. That means a lot to those communities, and we're going to keep looking for communities and how we can support them. To all the anglers, man, I'll tell you what, this will be coming up on our 5th anniversary. man, this was thought of, I don't know, 6 years ago, Midwest Crappie Alliance, and it wasn't called Midwest Crappie Alliance when we started out. It was a different name. But I don't know. I'm humbled. Honestly, I appreciate everybody's support in what we do. We try to do better every year. And we're not 100% perfect, but we strive to be perfect. We strive to put on a good event for you, and everything goes back to you guys. Nothing is kept. I keep saying that. Everything goes into the anglers in this tournament. We don't make a dime. We actually spend more than anything else, but appreciate all the anglers that want to be a part of this. I think Pickwick showed out so well. I think we're going to have more people that want to go back to Pickwick. We've already heard a bunch of comments. Can we go back? Can we go back? One heck of a fishery, one heck of a job by those folks. So we're going to go back. So that's coming soon. We'll get that on the calendar with Beth, and we'll pick a date because we've been going back and forth already. So thank you all the anglers. Appreciate you guys and gals. That was pretty awesome. So I sent out a survey to everybody. I got a lot of surveys back. I want to touch base on some of the comments, if you don't mind, just to kind of throw it all out there. So everything was extremely positive, just so everybody knows. What we learned is the following. Everybody was very satisfied for the overall experience. The weigh-in process satisfied, but would like to see bigger leaderboards and stuff like that, which we talked about in our last meeting. So we're going to do our due diligence there and come up with something creative, bigger leaderboards where you guys can see it. So we're going to work on that for sure. Registration. So we've done it a couple different ways. You paid for placement. We did live pulling a number out of a bucket. Overwhelming, everybody likes to pay for placement. So we'll continue with that for 2026. Just so everybody knows, because everybody's asking me already, when does registration open? Registration opens January 1 to pay for your spot. Okay, January 1. So if you're using Venmo, that's fine. I will have a spreadsheet. I date stamp everything that comes in. So it's legit, and I put it on a spreadsheet. So January 1, we're going to stick with pay by placement. So everybody knows that. The majority of the folks were in favor for bumping the tournament fees. So I really didn't want to lose sight of how the vision started with this. Bottom up driven, not really top down driven. We started out with club anglers and moved our way up. So what we have decided as a team and the directors, we had $350 in there. We're going to put $325 for the entrance fee. That will bump things up a little bit. So $325 will be the entrance fee for 2026, just so everybody knows. And the expo, zero costs. We decided about that. We're not going to have any zero costs for the expo. Zeroing out the weights on day 3 is still positive. Everybody likes that, so we're going to continue to do that. Interesting enough, we changed it to 5 fish this year versus 7. The majority like the 5 fish. So we'll just stick with the 5 fish for 2026, just so everybody knows with that. And on a side note, there were some comments that were in there about the Wednesday. I know that's a big topic, Wednesday before the rules meeting. So we are going to go back to what we originally done the last 3 tournaments. We are going to have probably almost a month cutoff before the tournament, but we're going to bring Wednesday back for a half a day. That will be in the rules, just so everybody knows. You have to be off the water at noon. That will be a strict cutoff. So everybody knows we're going to put that in the rules again for 2026, but we're going to have a hard cut. Here's the other thing that we're going to change, because the directors can testify to this. The night or of the day of the rules meeting, I'm sitting at a table looking at how we're going to pay the top 25. What does it look like? I continue to go through that in my head because everything gets to be last minute. We're going to have a hard cut for 2026 when payments are due. That will be posted in the rules. I think we're going to settle on October 4th, if my notes are correct, that payments need to be in by October 4th. And that's going to be within the cutoff anyways. The cutoff will start October 4th. So please, if you want to fish the tournament, get your payments in early, because it really helps me get everything set and organized. and I'm not, sitting there, late at night trying to figure out how we're going to pay out the percentages and all that stuff. So it only helps me. See what else was in here. Team, am I forgetting anything out of the gate? I'll open it up for any of the guys and gals that want to talk to directors. Am I missing anything? Okay, no. Okay. So once again, Chad's going to help us with the expo, just so everybody knows. We will have a spot at Logan Martin, which is 2026 event. We'll talk about that in a second. But huge shout out to Chad for helping us with that. I know it hasn't been great, like I said, but we're going to try to do this one more time. No cost to anybody. Just come out and be a support. Have, build relationships with all the anglers build relationships with all the folks that are there, which will be great. So with that said, we're going to move on to 2026. I just to say, Beth, one more time, one hell of an event. You knocked it out of the ballpark. Tremendous job. I can't ask for anything more than what you have done. So I appreciate that and the entire team at Pickwick. We definitely want to come back, and we'll get that in the books for 2027 or 2028, just to let you know. So moving on to Logan Martin, folks. There you go, Ricky. So we're going to be November 5th and 7th down at Logan Martin. Registration goes live January 1. We've been in talks with the folks at Logan Martin, Jeff and his entire team there. We just had a team meeting with those folks, just talking about what things look like. We'll be at Lincoln Landings Ramp. I know that we have a couple hotels that are giving the anglers discounts, and we'll post that for everybody. So everybody knows that they can get a discount. Just tell me you're with Midwest Crappie Alliance. We'll get that out on the website so everybody is aware of that. Expo to be decided where that's going to be. We're looking for a venue that is really close by. I don't want anybody traveling really far. We want to kind of keep it within the count pounds where things are at. So that will be awesome. Once again, it's our 5th anniversary. Like I said, this was thought of over 6+ years ago. And I just wanted to hit the reset button and provide something that was really cool for the anglers that didn't have a cut to the fill, and you play, you pay. And I will tell you what is going to be new for 2026. We talked about this a lot in our last meeting. To even have more anglers participate the entire event, we're going to have a $50 side pot. That's for the biggest fish of the tournament. So at registration, everybody's going to decide if they want to be in the side pot. You're going to put $50 in. Let's just say we have 100 boats. That's $5,000 for the biggest fish of the tournament. And that goes for everybody. That's the top 25. That's the day 3 top 25 and the non-top 25. If you're paying, you're playing, you're all in for one big fish for the biggest fish of the tournament. So that's pretty exciting. We kind of went around and around with that. We all thought it was a great idea. We have some other creative ideas too. But once again, $50 pot for big fish of the tournament, which is pretty exciting. Not bad if you don't make the top 25 and you can catch a 3-pounder at Logan Martin. You walk away with $5,000. That's not a bad deal. So that will be new too for 2026. We'll see how that shakes out, how that goes. So I'm excited about that. Like I said, we'll get the rules updated so everybody knows. Page 2. Like I said, we're going back to an off limits again prior. Entry fees $325. $50 big slab tournament. That will be done at registration. Hard cutoff for payment. It is October 4th, so everybody knows. And then October 4th starts off limits through October 29th. So technically, you're back fishing the 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and half a day on the 4th. We'll bring back for those guys that are traveling out of state. They can't get much time out of work. I get it. I understand it. But please understand, hard cut, you need to be off the water at noon. That's where that lies. So with that said, Ricky, how long are we in here? How long have we been talking? 30 minutes maybe?
24 minutes, 50 seconds.
Nice. if anybody has any questions, heck, I just want to thank everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This has been one heck of a ride for me and the directors. Just the friendships and the fellowship that we have made. That is pretty awesome. Can you add other pay options like Zilla, Cash App? You know what, Ricky? We'll talk about that. See what we can do.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
Yep, we'll see. I just know Cash App I got burned on, guys and gals. It wasn't fun. That's why I stay away from that one. But Zillow, maybe. Yeah, we can probably look at that. Any other questions out there?
None yet, Dan.
Okay, cool. And thank once again all the anglers. If I miss somebody, I know what I want to talk about. Top 25. Forgot about that, didn't we? The winners. So let's start with 25th place for Pickwick. Matthew Caulfield and Ty Caulfield. And if I butcher names, I'm sorry, folks. I apologize. 24th, Jason Musgrave. 23rd, Chris Mann and Terry Mann. 22nd, Clayton Eddy. I think that's correct. 21st, Mr. Steve Coleman and Jim Churchill. 20th, Jordan Sanders, Tim Rissard. 19th, Tim Wright. 18th, Kent Driscoll and Jody Ferguson. 17th, Bobby Whitelaw and Bobby Whitelaw, father and son. 16th, B.A. Thornton and Dalton Thomas. 15th, Mr. Eric Miller and myself. 14th, Steve Sullivan and Jamie Robertson. 13th, the Dennison brothers, Matt and Brian. 12th, Kevin Hawkins and Mary Hawkins. 11th, John Eubanks and Brent Smith. I believe that's right. 10th, Alex Cochran. Alex, sorry about my handheld scale. I'm sorry. It was not set on pounds. He got all confused, and so did I. 9th, Lance Harrington and Justin Sworns. 8th, Noah Sworns and Mason Sworns. 7th, Forrest Walker and Jacob Walker. 6th, Shiloh Chappelle and Tim Pentecost. 5th, Eric Cagle and Kevin Wiley. 4th, Jeremy Aldridge, John Harrison. 3rd, Dustin Shields. 2nd place, Patrick Stone and Robert McWhorter. And your winner, Ryan Dooley of the 2025 Pickwick Lake Shootout. Huge shout out to all the anglers. You guys did one heck of a job, and gals. Crazy job. I had so much fun. I can't express how much fun I had at Pickwick. Thank you for Eric for putting up with me. If you guys didn't know, I was probably sick for 4 days out of pre-fishing. I thought I was going to get everybody sick. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there. Mark Diaz, if you don't qualify for the top 25 for day 3, you still compete for the single fish plus if you pay in. Yeah, if you don't make the top 25 and you paid $50 for the big fish of the tournament, you are in. The non-top 25, we want to do something for you folks too. If you want to get in with that, that's a huge payday if somebody wins that. We're also looking at ways that we can kind of take that bottom of the field to kind of raise those payouts too as well. So we're going to come up with some creative methods to do that too. So we're looking forward to that. Can begin practicing on October 29th. So October 30th, you can start pre-fishing. So the off limits, like in past years, we kind of did the same thing at Dale Hollow and the other tournaments. So October 4th starts through the 29th. The 30th, you are back on. So you have the 30th, the 31st, the 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and a half a day on the 4th. So that gives you a strong week and a half to kind of figure things out. So Dustin, thanks for the question. Great job last year too as well. So more to come, folks. I just wanted to get on and thank everybody, because it takes an army to kind of do this. And listen, there's a lot of outside input too. I make phone calls. I ask for suggestions. What do you think? I always want to do the right thing by you, the anglers, and try to figure out the best for you. And we'll continue to strive for that. I don't want to get far away from the vision, how this thing started. That's why it's 325. And then we'll have some other side things that we do. So I'm excited about it. So once again, Logan Martin, Lincoln, Alabama, November 5th through 7th. It's going to be one heck of an event. We're working with those folks directly and getting creative on some things. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So to the team,
I have a question.
what do you got?
I came a little late to the show. Did you touch base on guides, paid or non-paid guides?
No, we did not. So the guide rule will still be in effect, folks, just so you know. Effective January 1st. If you're a guide on that lake, you can't be a part of that tournament. So, and we're going to tighten up some other things around that rule too, but we're still going to, not have guides partake in what we're doing if you're an active guide on that lake. So we'll get more details and specific with it, but continues as it has. But the hard date is January 1st. You cannot guide on that lake. So, and that's coming up. Any other questions from anybody else out there, Ricky?
Let me see here.
Oh, go ahead.
Just comments. Dustin says, y'all did a great job. Enjoy fishing the tournament.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot to us. We try to do everything as correctly as we can, but sometimes, we have some issues, and there's no doubt. We're not perfect, but we try to. Hey, just one thing I left out and I forgot, the Big Fish tournament. Third place with Wes Diploma and Colby. Wes and Colby came in third place on the Big Fish, the non-top 25. Kevin Hicks and Jessica Hicks came in second. So Wes and them had a 1.94. Kevin Hicks and Jessica had a 2.02, and Jerry Hurst had a 2.07. He won the non-top 25 day 3 Big Fish at a tournament. So huge shout out. And I think Jamie said in the video, the biggest fish of that tournament was a 2.88. So really big fish. And I can tell you, we saw some monsters, but we couldn't get them to bite. So I don't know. I can't express how thankful I am to everybody. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. And I'm going to let the team speak too as well. But if you guys and gals need me, you know where to find me. Just pick up the phone. Once you guys register, you are going to get one of these sent, just so you know. It will be signed, and I will send it in the mail to each and every one of you. Thank you, Ricky. So you'll have that too. Hopefully, when you fill out the form online, and Ricky will have to get some of the website stuff cleaned up. We'll get that done here as soon as possible. But once you fill out the form, please make sure I need everything filled out in the form. Names, if you're going to have a co-angler. I need the complete address and zip code so I can send everything out into the mail to everybody, okay? So I appreciate that. Chad, real quick, I'm going to put Chad on the spot. What do you foresee, Expo, Chad? What do you think? What are we missing? What can we do better on? What's your thoughts?
Just from what I've seen and talking to people, Pickwick was better. Sandusky, nobody knew. Like, they just happened by and happened to see it. Pickwick, it seemed like a lot more people knew, but they were farther away. They had driven from an hour and a half, 2 hours away. The locals had no idea is what they told us. So okay. I just want to make sure that everybody's, I think if we start there and start inside the town and work our way out.
Yep. Sounds good. Awesome. Anybody else's perspective on the tournament or, moving into 2026, Logan Martin? You guys have anything? Eric, Aaron, Greg, Preston, what do you guys think?
Logan Martin's actually nicknamed the Lake of 1,000 Coves. It's stretched out 48 miles of shoreline. It's crazy. And then I think it's 17,000 acres. So it's a lot of water to cover. Definitely, it'll be a really good event. Lake Pickwick, you said Dan touched right. We were at 2.8 was the big fish. We saw a consistent average out of 5 fish of almost 2 pounds every day out of at least 40 teams. We're bringing in 2 pounds. It was 2 pounds every tournament or every day as it was. It was great job. Great job. Thanks, Dan, for everything, helping me get set up and things like that. We're only going to make this thing bigger. So,
absolutely. And listen, folks, I want your input. That's why I kind of did the survey, and I got a lot of them back. If there's something that you need to know, please pick up the phone, or hey, you might want to think about this. And I have tough skin. I learn by listening to folks, and we want to make sure that we do this right and we continue to do it right. Obviously the lakes, and we're always looking for lakes that want to sponsor the tournament. So if you guys and gals have something that's, hey, you might want to go here, contact this chamber or CVB, send them our way. We're looking way in advance so everybody can kind of have their ducks in a row and get prepared for us coming. So I have no doubt in my mind, just from all the feedback I'm getting, we're going to be well over 100 boats for Logan Martin. So I'm excited about that. And I know the folks at Logan Martin are excited. So looking forward to it. Eric, I know you haven't said anything, or Aaron, you guys have anything to add?
I just want to add, if you haven't seen that ramp that we're going to be using at Logan Martin, definitely go look on Google Earth, Google Maps. It's probably one of the best ramps in the country. Definitely probably going to be the best ramp that we've ever used. Those facilities are second to none. So everybody definitely go check that out. We're going to be able to spread out multiple parking lots. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm glad you guys brought that up, because there is a process. They're going to have folks there that are going to actually park us. Okay. So there's an upper lot and a lower lot. So what is going to happen, the live well checks are going to be on the upper lot. Please make sure that you have all your boats ready to go. To once you get in the lower lot, all you're going to do is dump your partner in the boat in the water, and they're going to show you where to park. Okay. We're also going to have, once again, food trucks. They're big on food trucks down there. We'll have that all prepped, and I think it goes really well. That's been a big success for, Midwest, and you guys supporting the food trucks. So we'll have that again too. So that was awesome. What is the boat? Hey, Don, thank you for the question. Our overall goal is 150. So to kind of give you guys a breakdown how well we have done, Dale Hollow, we had 150 boats. Awesome tournament. Old Hickory, we had 139 boats. Sandusky Bay, the odd one, which is up on Lake Erie. I know everybody freaked out about Lake Erie. I think we had 67 teams there. And obviously we had 118 in at Pickwick. So the goal is always 150. Anything over 100 is a success. We would love to have 150 boats. That would be awesome. So once again, get your entry fees in early. That only helps us out. It helps us plan a lot easier. And I know it will kind of get things done for you anglers too, so you're not worried about things. So trying to think if I'm missing anything, folks. Ricky, you have anything on the media side, or what your thoughts are moving for 2026?
I got nothing, Dan.
You got nothing. You're just riding big fish in the sunset, aren't you?
That's right, man. That's right.
I got you. But once again, I can't say enough. I am grateful to kind of bring Midwest Crappie along. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I want to see this thing continue. And it's been exciting for me to be around everybody, to talk to everybody, to gain experience and learn. Keep in mind, for all you club anglers that are out there that you think you can't compete and be a part of this, I'm gonna be honest with you. You get to learn so much from these experienced crappie anglers that are out there today. They will help you. They will show you. They will give you confidence. It's been one heck of a ride. And what comes to me, Eric, you can testify, Jason and Trish, if you're out here, I think they have gained so much experience since they started being a part of Midwest Crappie Alliance, just asking questions, asking more questions, watching and learning. And that's what this is all about, right? It's about educating the crappie guys that don't really feel, the club guys that don't feel that confident, to being more confident and being successful. So we'll continue down that path. I love it. I love being a part of it. And I love talking to everybody and seeing everybody. And it's been one heck of a ride for me, for sure. That's a fact. I come along. No doubt, Don, I can't stress enough. Don't be afraid. Just come out and be a part of it. I call it, this tournament is cost effective. It's not like some tournaments where you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars for an entry fee. We get a huge field. It's still a really nice payout for folks. And obviously with some of the other tweaks that we're going to have, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. Eric, you want to chime in on just on the education part, what you saw from Jason and Trish? Because I think that's really huge in my book.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun the last couple of years hanging out with all those guys and trying to teach them as much as you can. They don't have as much time to put on the water as some of us do, and able to learn everything that we can. Me and Alan really spent a lot of time with Jason and Trish trying to teach them as much as we could. They live up north. You get a lot of ice up there. You don't get as much boat time, so it means a lot to all of us try to teach everyone and show them how to do this and enjoy, what we do. It's not easy to compete in some of the scale of the tournaments that we're in, but anybody has a chance to catch a big fish in this tournament, or finish well and get a check, so it's anybody's game when it comes to this tournament.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I mean, we've been on here for almost 40 minutes, I think. So, once again, if there's any more questions, pop them up as soon as you can. You have 41 minutes. Once again, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the folks that we work with, all the sponsors, all the vendors. Mr. Dennison, I'm late to the party, Dan. How is the planned boat number for next year? Is it going to? Yeah, so just so you guys know, it's going to be pay for spot again this year based on the surveys that came back. So once again, registration opens January 1. I can't say that enough. January 1. Get your money in if you want to get that first, or heck, if you want to get in the top 25, top 10, number one. Just get your money in ASAP effective January 1. If it's going to be Venmo or check, I plan to send your check a little bit earlier. If it's Venmo, you guys know my Venmo account, so you can hit me with that. So, hey, Matt, hope you're doing well. Thank you for the question. One idea, maybe have 2 or 3 guys. Short seminar today, registration. Yeah, that seminar thing has been tough. I love to do some seminars, to have 2 or 3 guys do that. It's just a matter of getting all the anglers there to do that. We tried that in Sandusky Bay. We actually had rooms. So I think we had Matt Tuttle doing a seminar, and I think we had Tiny doing a seminar on hair tie jigs. And we just didn't get a lot of folks there. But I am wide open to having somebody speak somewhere to do a couple seminars. That I still think it's a good idea. It's just a matter of making it happen. So that's an awesome idea. Appreciate it.
No other comments yet, Dan.
Okay. Preston, you have anything, thoughts or anything like that? I'll kick it to Preston. I know Preston didn't have a chance to talk.
No, Dan, you pretty well covered all the things that I was thinking of. The boat ramp's a big one. Lodging there. We're gonna get a discount with some of the hotels, and they got VRBOs. One thing, if you're an angler in the tournament, you might want to start planning on booking your VRBO early, because those things are going to fill out. They're going to fill up pretty quick. Yeah. I know we've already booked ours, and there's not a ton of houses. So a group of people get in, chip in with each other, help each other out, and you guys can get you a house. That way you can have a place for yourself to park, and you don't have to sit outside of a hotel.
Exactly. Now, Preston brings up a good comment. So I kind of figured this out early on with just the house, because some of them are, they're not available. You still need to put in there, because what I found out was it's just their off season. So I did ask the chamber there, Jeff, and the team to make sure the VRBOs are open for that week, because it's their off time and they're not there. I only found that out by actually trying it myself. They said they had no idea we're coming. Well, they're going to know now that we're coming. So with the CVB and chambers out there, just talking to everybody, open up those houses. The house that we booked already, they said they can book that whole side of the lake because they had no idea. So I just told that lady, they better open up that week. So they're aware that, we're going to have a big fishing tournament down there. So, Preston, I appreciate the comment because you sparked the light bulb in my head when you brought that up. So I appreciate that.
Hey, Dan, on a side note, with the VRBO, if people go on VRBO or the Airbnb website, I did realize that it might say that it's blocked off and it might say it's not available, but that's just because they only book 6 months out in advance is what I was told, because I emailed multiple VRBO owners and they said that they can only open their schedule 6 months out in advance. So you might just want to message them and say, hey, is your place available? And they'll say, yeah, most likely. But it won't show it on the calendar, just so people know.
Awesome. Great input. Appreciate that. And that will help. I'm trying to remember, and Preston, you might know the little houses on the point there. I can't remember the name of it. It's online. I know they're providing us a discount too. That's those little houses. I just can't remember the name. So, but I'll get that all for the folks. It will be out there and everybody. We'll put it on Facebook so everybody knows the discounts and where to go. It might be called The Point. Could be.
And based on the survey, did we discuss what people's thoughts were about the 5 fish or 7 fish? Can you go over that?
Yeah, overwhelming was 5 fish
Okay.
from all the surveys. So we'll keep it at 5 for this time. Dustin, any clue how far run it is from the boat ramp to the main lake? Preston, you would know. You've been on it before.
It's basically they're short coves. There's no huge coves. There's only very few creeks from you're going to set in at a creek and you're going to run out to the main lake. So probably the furthest you'll be traveling is maybe a mile or 2 miles
To the main river. To the main river.
Yeah.
There you go. Good question. So more to come. If you guys, obviously you have my cell number out there on the website. If you guys have more questions, you can obviously text me. That'd be fine. But once again, huge shout out to everybody involved. Like I said, I can't thank you all enough. To all the directors, all the sponsors, the vendors, all the anglers. One heck of an event. So appreciate it. Beth, we're looking forward to seeing you again. So we'll figure that date out. And Jeff, I hope you're looking forward to Midwest Crappie Alliance 2026, Logan Martin Lake. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. So with that, if you guys don't have any more questions, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas again. Happy New Year. Bill, you didn't say anything. What do you got? Anything? I didn't left Bill out. I forgot Bill. I see him sitting there. You're on mute.
Nostalgic for me.
Okay.
I think about being involved with the Midwest Crappie Alliance before, actually, like you said, before it actually had a name. It's so unbelievably humbling to think that we could go from that first trip down at Dale Hollow and looking at each other and going, now what do we do? How are we possibly going to make this happen to what we've evolved into? Like I said, it's very humbling. And and like Dan says, there are so many people behind the scenes that help us in this, that just pick up the weight and make this happen for us. I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Yep. Thank you. Well said. So listen, Merry Christmas to everybody. Please be safe. Happy New Year. If you need anything, just call. I will be waiting patiently, probably at midnight, with all the bing, bing and Venmo going off, which will be fun. So listen, pay for placement, everybody. Get ready to rock and roll for 2026 Logan Martin Lake. It's going to be one heck of an event. In other events, we have planned to as well. So hold on. This is going to be a fun ride. And, thank you for all the directors. Listen, I know, starting out at Dale Hollow, I had 9,000 spreadsheets and making calls every 2 weeks, legit every 2 weeks, till we evolved into probably talking once a month at this point in time with Jeremy, Jamie and Greg involved now. And we're going to make that weigh in even pop even more. I'm excited about that too. So looking forward to it, folks. So I'll let everybody go. Listen, everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Ricky, thank you as always. Appreciate everybody, and I wish you guys nothing but the best for 2026. So we'll see you soon. We'll talk soon, folks.
Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining in.